Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Files. Today we are at the next topic, that is the endgame studies explained. We are at the 55th position of our topic. Today we have got a case of king and pawn endgames which is soon going to transpose into queen endgame. At first we see that white has two main candidate moves, king b6 and king a5. And king b7 and b6 are actually similar. So this is the position with white to play and win. White is trying to win his pawn, but we see that in most variations the black pawn is going to queen first, and white has to make proper use of this black king position in order to convert the game. When I first saw the position, of course I felt king a5 is the most obvious candidate move, but I thought that the main idea is to put the king on g8 and then we are going to use the pawn's power to queen with a check. That will be the gain of tempo with the move king a5. But it is not just that. There are many other elements in the position. First let us see what goes wrong with kb6. After the move kb6, b4, kc7, b3, kd7, b2, king goes to c7, avoiding queen checks after b1, queen d7. So at first it looks like what has gone wrong? Nothing much. d8 cannot be stopped, and all the endgames we see queen versus queen here, white should win because of his h6 pawn, right? But there is a trick over there. After kb6, b4, kc7, b3, king takes d7, b2, kc7, b1 equal to queen d7. The first point is that if the king would be on g8, of course we are threatening d8 queen with a check. That is of course a gain of tempo. But what is black supposed to do over here? Because we see that d8 queen is coming up anyways. So the important point to be noted here is black has a very strong move, queen f5. And this spoils the whole thing for white, because if white is not queening the pawn now, then black can just take g5, when after d8, q8, k8 the g pawn would queen immediately, and if white queens the pawn, d8 queen, which is the most natural response, right? When black has the stunning queen c8 check, the queen cannot be left alone because d8 would be hanging, and after any move like queen c8 or king c8, the black king is stalemated and the game is drawn. Hence, playing king a5 first is absolutely necessary. After ka5, kg8 will reach the similar position. So let's go to the position quickly. kb6, b4, kc7, b3, king takes d7, b2, king c7, b1 equal to queen d7. The black king can now choose between f7 or the h7 squares. Moving the queen right now will not help much. We might transpose into one of the lines. So let's look at the moves king f7 and h7 one by one. King h7 will allow more ideas related to stalemate. After king f7, there comes of course d8 queen. White is now threatening queen d7 check, king f8, qg7, ke8 followed by h7 in some variations, especially if the queen remains here. So black can try the move queen e1. White has to now play little carefully. First queen f6 check, kg8 allows qg7 mate. So king e8. Now he grabs both the pawns with checks. So qg6 check, very important move. Instant h7 would have allowed queen a5 check, kb7, qb5, drawing the game. After king e7, queen f6 check, ke8, queen c6. So king f8 forced, queen f6 check, forcing the king to go to e8 first. When queen c6 check, king e7, queen d6 check, ke8, and now comes the move h7. So we can see that black can do nothing else to prevent the queening of the pawn. He can try one check, queen a5 check, which is easily met by qb6, and there are no more checks. Queen b6, cb6 wins, queen a1, h8 queen, queen takes queen, qb8 check, and the queen on h8 will be taken and white wins. So black tries the line king h7. In spite of that, after d8 queen, there is nothing much that black can do. Let's look at some tricky ideas by black. One, he has the move qb7 check. This stalemate technique is available. There is also qb8 check. We will look at both. After qb7, of course, king d6, and now after the move qb8 check, trying to keep the queen hanging, white just has qc7 with a check. Queens are traded and king takes c6 and white wins the game. Similarly, after qb8 check, king d7, also we see that after qb7, white has to play qc7 because king e8 allows qf7 check. When after king into f7, it's a stalemate situation. So queen comes to c7. Now if queens are not traded, king moves to e6 or e8 with a check and white wins. So after qb8 check, kd7, qc8 check can be tried, but this time the king has place on e8 and it's game over. Queen e6 check allows qe7 check and the game is winning for white. Finally, if black is just waiting and controlling the g7 square with any move like qb2 or qa1, white can simply go qe7 check, kg8, qg7 check, instantly trading the queens. He gives up the pawn on g7 but takes the pawn on c6, and after kf7, kd7, the white pawn queens and white wins the game. So I would say the position with queen endgame was somewhat tricky and there were many stalemate tricks to be avoided by white. I hope you are finding these lessons useful. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.